Caregiving is all consuming. It's 24/7 all the time. It's never turned off.
You are literally on call every minute of the day. In 10 years, I'll be 75. In 20 years, I'll be 85. I worry that the level of care I give is not sustainable.
We are not forever. We need to be training someone different in the family to come in to take care of him or supervise him.
I know it's not just us. This is happening all over the country, all over Wisconsin. We're not alone in this, and yet it feels very, very lonely.
There's nobody else to do it. I'm still working, 35 hours as a caregiver for my son because I can't get those hours covered. So if I wasn't there, there would be nobody.
Caregiving is not really given the priority or the attention that it needs. It's just really undervalued. And that's so unfortunate because it's a pretty sure bet that at some point in your life, you or a loved one will need that.
I still have children that I'm caring for, but my parents are aging and I'll be caring for them soon. When do I get the break?
The two of us are 86 years old. Mostly our life revolves around our son.
We try not to think about the future, what's going to happen with Kent. And so that's how we've survived. And then when you're trying to sleep at night, sometimes some of the other questions come up.
I am a caregiver every single hour, every minute of the day. This wasn't what I planned to do. I'm only 40 years old and I don't see an end in sight.
I'm an only child, so there isn't anyone else to provide the caregiving except me. It's not a partisan issue. It's not an area issue. It's every state, every community, every neighborhood has somebody.
Hear the cries of many like myself, because we are crying. We are here and we're crying, but we're not being heard.
They have been approved for 5 hours a day, but 5 hours a day is nothing compared to what needs to be done. It's a full day from about 7:30 in the morning until between 9 and 10 o'clock at night, over and over and over again.
She requires 24 hours of care, total care. I do everything for her on a daily basis. From the time I get up at 5:30 to the time she goes to bed about 9:30.
So personal care is like 2 hours, 3 hours. But supervising is could be 12 to 14, 15 hours.
Individually, it's probably 10 to 12 hours a day. It winds up to be a 24-hour day, I think, for two people. And that's probably on a good day.
Monday through Friday, we have private duty nurses that come and care for Julia so that my husband and I are able to go to work. They're here for 10 hours a day. My husband and I do all of the care in the evenings, the overnights, and the weekends.
We provide everything that care involves, everything from helping with showers to cooking meals, cleaning, scheduling, transportation, and all the medical, Social Security, work-related issues.
It's everything from toileting to getting ready for bed and getting transfers and all those general activities, meals and housekeeping and pill management, medication management.
Julia needs help with everything. She's not able to move or speak. She needs help with getting out of bed, moving around the house, in and out of the car, using the bathroom.
Ron gets him up, dresses him, diapers him, puts his brace on, and gets him all dressed. I lay out all of his pills for the day. He cannot walk on his own. He cannot get up out of a chair on his own.
We have caregivers in place for 24/7 care, but I am still filling shifts for like 40 hours a week. And that's in addition to my job that I have, that's 25 hours a week.
We have an aide who comes for 2.5 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. Otherwise, we're 100% caregivers.
The weekend caregiver quit. His needs just got substantial. I'm providing the caregiving because we haven't been able to fill that vacancy.
Care providers are unreliable. I pick up the pieces, and I have to do all those cares.
Often you need small pockets of care. You maybe need a 6 to 8 in the morning care, or you need 2 hours in the afternoon. I cannot employ anyone full-time. And I can't offer them benefits, and I can't offer them vacation.
It's very hard finding caregivers that will stay and that are qualified.
If you could flip a burger and make $15 or stand behind a register and make $15 compared to working with individual with disabilities where you literally got to be physical at moments, it's hard, to find people.
Who wants to do what I do? And if you had to do it for a job, you should be paid well for it.
For $15 an hour, it's very difficult to hire someone who has the level of expertise that's needed. I cannot pay incentives to somebody I want to retain. I have no way to say, I am better than all these.
I have a full-time career. I'm still doing all of the caregiver work while I am working. If I receive an email from a doctor, it has to be responded to. If I have to talk to the insurance company, I got to do it right away. It never stops.
1 in 6 employees is a caregiver, and most of them don't tell their employer because they're afraid of the impact it's going to have on their job.
It affects our workforce, it affects our employers, it affects our communities.
As a caregiver, I can't work a full-time job.
I have to work around a schedule that gives me the flexibility to get with my daughter when needed.
What a different picture it looks like for someone to be a caregiver and also seeking employment. It's not necessarily looking for a job that's maybe going to put all of your skills to use. You don't have the luxury of looking for a job that is an advancement for your career. Instead, your priorities become what job is going to give me the flexibility to be a caregiver? Can I work close to home?
When you want to try to find a job, It's hard to work around the parameters of saying, I can't work 9 to 3.
The first thing to go was the promotion I was working on. I didn't know what was going to happen day to day with my husband's health or with my son's care.
I had an opportunity for what I call my dream job, and it would have been a substantial amount of money, full benefits. I wasn't able to take it because I did not have guaranteed caregivers in place to take care of my son.
So many people don't have paid sick leave. I don't know how they manage. If I had to not get paid for all the time I was taking, I don't know what I'd do. I don't think I could make it.
People who work in the restaurant, in the factories, they work in a 12-hour shifts. They're single moms. They call me, do you have someone to take care of my son? I need to work, I need to pay my bills.
When you are working part-time, you don't accrue hours from FMLA. So if you do leave work to take care of your child when a caregiver calls in sick, you're doing it without pay. My accrued vacation is going for my son, Alex, filling in for caregivers, taking to doctor's appointments. It's without pay.
If I had a career where I had family leave, I would take it in a heartbeat.
I've worked all my life. So I'm going to end up not working unless things change.
I feel confident my caregiving needs and the demands of caregiving and all of the stress that goes along with that definitely were a huge factor in why I lost my job.
I have not worked outside the home since May of 2018. I have a master's degree, and it's hard to find employment that will let me work around what I need to do for Jordan.
I have to resign my full-time job to take care of my son.
My business is suffering. I'm single and I'm an independent contractor as a realtor. If I don't work, I don't get paid. Equally stressful is the physical and emotional work. If taking care of my parents is constantly having that worry of where's the money going to come from to pay my bills.
I'm struggling to make ends work. I might end up losing my home because I'm not making enough money.
My husband's 66. The needs of our family has really been a driver for his retirement.